Welcome back to the Film Geek Christmas Special. Today I'm spotlighting the 2012 film Silent Night.
Just let me go, okay? Please. Because I didn't know she was married. What are you doing?
Silent Night is directed by Stephen C. Miller, and it's starring Malcolm McDowell, Jamie King, Donald Logue, Ellen Wong, and Brandon Fair. A police force in a small Wisconsin town searches for a killer who's dressed as Santa Claus and is punishing those who are naughty. Silent Night is a remake of the 1984 Silent Night, Deadly Night. Kind of. The only connection this film has to the 1984 slasher film is a couple of kills throughout the movie, and the fact that the slasher in the film is a killer Santa Claus. In fact, Jason Rothwell, the screenplay writer for Silent Night 2012, hadn't even seen the original, and he was told not to watch it. He was asked to write a script with his own ideas on what a Santa-themed slasher film should be like. Rothwell decided to base the film on the Conavia massacre that happened on Christmas Eve 2008, where a man by the name Bruce Jeffrey Pardoe opened fire on his ex-wife's house while she was having a Christmas party and lit the house on fire, killing multiple people, including himself. During the massacre, Bruce was wearing a Santa costume. Silent Night was released November 30th, 2012 in limited theaters, and by limited theaters I mean 11. The film only went on to make about $115,000 worldwide. The movie was then released on DVD and Blu-ray December 4th that same year, where it's gone on to grow a little bit of a cult following. So what do I like about this movie? First off, let's talk about that holiday theming, as I've done with pretty much every one of the movies I've done so far in my holiday special. Well anyways, the Christmas theming of this movie is off the chain. We have colors everywhere, and yes, we do have the killer Santa Claus, but every single thing in this movie has something to do with the holiday. Everywhere you look, there's Christmas lights, there's green, there's red, there's Santa, there's reindeer, there's Christmas all over the place. I mean, good lord, this movie is colorful as shit. The cast in this film is also outstanding. Every one of the actors in this movie has a great time with their role. Everyone knows what this movie is, and they play up their parts excellently. Malcolm McDowell knows when to play this serious and when to play it goofy, and it seems like everyone else in this cast does the exact same thing. They know the exact moments that they're supposed to be campy and silly, and then when they're supposed to be scary and dark and a little bit more dramatic. The film has a very good blend of campy and kind of a murder mystery story at its core. That's another thing about this film, is its story. Now, as I said, this movie is really nothing like the original Silent Night, Deadly Night. There are a handful of kills that you see in this movie that are in the original, but story-wise, they're nothing alike. In the original one, you have somebody who has some kind of Santa Claus PTSD that makes him go on this killing the naughty type of killing spree. In this movie, you have a Santa Claus killer that everyone has a theory on what might be going on, but we really don't know what's going on with this killer until the end of the film. It has a much more police procedural story to it, with a bit of a murder mystery attached, and you also get some red herrings and things like that thrown in. This film also has some outstanding, over-the-top, gory as hell kills, and each one has some kind of holiday theming. Yes, at its core, you have Santa Claus committing all the murders, but every one of them has something tied into it Christmas-wise, like someone choked with a string of lights or electrocuted with Christmas lights. And then you have the homage to the original film, like there's someone running around and through some trees and they get hit with an axe. things like that. Everything has something tied into it with the holidays. Our Santa Claus killer in this is also really spooky, guys. Rather than just going with a normal looking guy with a beard or something like that, he has this crazy looking plastic Santa Claus mask with a beard glued onto it. He gives him a very dead eye and just absolutely horrific look that adds to the horror of this movie, and also kind of makes him stand out from the other Santas, because believe me guys, another thing this movie has is a shitload of Santas. So yeah, if this is something that sounds like it would be up your alley this holiday season, well, it's out there. It's not hard to find. If you have a subscription to Starz, you can watch it right now streaming. It's on Hulu. It's also on Prime. You can also rent it on Google Movies and Vudu. So if this is your kind of thing, I highly recommend it. If you're someone who's gotten to the point where they're getting really tired of all of the holly jolly bullshit movies and holiday specials that you've been watching with the family, and you just want to see an awesome murder fest with some great over-the-top kills and excellent looking practical effects, and yes, some very gory, blood-filled practical effects, then you need to check out this movie. Silent Night is definitely your cup of tea. And it definitely has a lot more holiday theming than the most recent movie named Silent Night. Well, alright guys, well this is the end of the video. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you could do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.